Hello everybody, this is Stephen Howson, this is Full Time Devils, this is your Manchester United, the chance where you can call us up on Skype and talk about whatever it is you want, whether that's Kit Kats or whether that's Ronaldo. Let's see what everyone wanted to talk about today.
I feel like I'm a little boy, not willing to believe Santa doesn't exist, because...
Well, Santa's not real and Ronaldo ain't coming back.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
Guess what I want to talk about?
Favourite ice cream?
I'm very concerned about the outs moving forward. Is it who's been part of that pool? Is James Wilson going to be out the door? Januzaj, the goalkeepers, Henderson, John Stone. So I think the outs are something that we really have to keep a very close eye on as the summer progresses and after all of these international tournaments that are taking place.
As much as there's a lot of potential in those players though, do you think there's anyone that's pushing for a first team place? Because I don't think there is, to be honest. What makes the difference between a cracker and a biscuit?
No.
So, what do you think of this year's transfer window?
Bored of it already, to be honest. How many players we've been linked to at the moment? Like 45, 50 serious links, not just like in passing. Whether pineapple should belong on pizza or not?
No, but that's
I'm
definitely not happen.
Whereabouts you from, mate?
I'm from Hong Kong.
You're from Hong Kong?
Yeah.
Talk me through some of these medals on your shelf.
Oh, those are my brother's swimming trophies.
Swimming?
Yep.
Like it. Go and get one for me. Let's have a look. Awesome.
Yeah.
Is it bunk beds?
Yeah, I got bunk bed.
From the names that I just called, no. I mean, of course, we saw glimpses of Januzaj in the first season under Moyes, but I mean, he gave him that freedom to go and express himself. But it's unfortunate that they haven't been able to establish themselves, really. And, it just comes to show that at United we're dealing with the cream of the crop. So if it means that they go and play for another Premier League team, it's not really an embarrassment. We wish them all the best wherever they go.
Is it the flat earth theory?
Nope.
I'm good. Nice to meet you.
And you, my mate. What do you want to talk about?
There's this Ronaldo saga now. So,
Is it Bigfoot?
No.
Because Bigfoot was actually a real creature called Gigantopithecus, which lived in the North American region. They just don't think it survived that till modern times. People see it mooching around the woods and that.
Mm-hmm. Really?
So what is it then?
It's Ronaldo.
Who?
I think that there might be a little bit of something in it because, first of all, Di Marzio has hopped on it and everything else has just stopped. Like, there's nobody in the last few days getting linked to us. And I think that's a little bit of an indicator that there might be just a little bit into it. I don't think that it's very likely that we'll get him, but I think there's just that small chance. And obviously it's hard to be objective about it because who the fuck wouldn't want to see him back? But I think there's a little bit more in it than maybe there has been the other times he's been linked. And I know that Max said a few days ago that it's a good cover for him for these allegedly tax issues that there's been. So it's a good cover up to remove the focus from that. But I think when Di Marzio hops on it, it can't just be rumors.
What have you got planned for the rest of the week, mate?
I'm actually doing a bit of travelling today with the national team. We're going over to Martinique for the Caribbean Cup. So a bit later today, I'm going to be heading out and then the island hopping begins. So hopefully we'll be able to claim the Caribbean Cup title next week Sunday. By the next time we talk next week Monday, hopefully we'll have title number 7.
That's a lot of graft, that, isn't it? I mean, who'd want to do that? Who'd want to go all the way around the Caribbean watching football? I mean, I'd rather dig an hole, me. It's bad to do that. I feel for you, mate. I feel for you. So hopefully we'll speak to you next week, and hopefully you've got something nice to show for all this real hard graft that you're doing this week.
Much appreciated, mate. Always a pleasure
Nice
to talk.
one, man. See you in a bit.
And I don't know what to believe anymore.
Ronaldo's not coming.
Yeah,
I think you've got half a chance of bail, but I still think that's on the outside. Things are likely to happen, side of things. Yeah, Ronaldo's not going to come back. We've had 2 sunny days this year. The guy's addicted to tanning.
2?
He's not going to come here where he can't tan.
Oh. All right. Yeah, but he complains a lot about Madrid fans not appreciating him enough for what he does. I think he does it to get attention. Like, he's not like Messi is to Barcelona, where they worship him. He's like a god there, but Ronaldo's not like that.
No, the relationship with the Madrid fans and Ronaldo is a strange one, I do admit. I did speak to some... Where did I speak to him? It was earlier this season, and there was complaining that even though they win, Ronaldo wasn't man of the match, so they boo him. And you're like, he scored a goal though, and you won 4-0. And you're like, just because he wasn't man of the match. I don't understand what Madrid fans expect. I don't think they live on the same world as anybody else. I really don't. I think the expectation at Madrid, I mean, they are probably the number 1 club in the world in terms of things that they've won and the heritage and stuff. But their expectation level is ridiculous. I mean, they turn over so many managers. You can win a double there, you can win a treble at Madrid, and they're out with the white hankies and stuff, aren't they? It's not a way for a fan base to act. I don't think that.
Firstly, I don't think he'll come.
Agreed.
Yeah,
so let's leave it at that.
Yeah, I don't think he'll come. But I think that I don't know. I think that if he does come, I think that we should get him if we got the chance to get him.
I agree to an extent. If Ronaldo is available, yes, I would get him.
Yeah.
But he's not available, I don't think.
Yeah.
And he's not coming. So Damasio's not infallible. There's plenty of times that Damasio's been wrong. People just forget the times that he's been wrong and remember the times that he's been correct. Last summer he said that United was signing Matic and Renato Sanchez, and we signed neither. So, I mean, there's 2 straight away, just from the last 12 months that he's been wrong on.
Yeah.
In terms of Ronaldo, you pretty much just said it yourself, but you got you got it backwards. No one's linking us to anyone else doesn't mean that this is now our target and we're not getting talked about with anybody else.
Yeah.
What it means is we've probably already spoken about the people that we are being linked with, but everybody knows that Ronaldo means clicks. So let's talk about Ronaldo because everyone's going to talk about it.
Yeah, the Ronaldo issue, the issue of him coming back, I don't know. Many people have been hammering on it, the media and even we the fans. So how do you think it's going to go down?
It's not going to go down.
Oh, this is weird. I've always wanted to be on your channel. This is weird. It's cool, but...
What's your favourite chocolate bar?
I'm going to have to go with a Kit Kat.
It's a staple. It's a classic.
Yeah.
But you're right. It doesn't really... it never peaks, does it? But no one ever goes, oh, a Kit Kat.
You know what's funny?
Everyone's always got time for a Kit Kat.
I find it interesting how Ronaldo's came up again, just to cover the story that he's in trouble with the tax authorities.
At least you've seen it for what it is.
Yeah.
Rather than the fact that, this might happen.
You know what's funny? I'm literally playing career mode right now.
Oh, beautiful.
And Juventus have offered to buy Luke Shaw, and I was like, nah, not selling him. He deserves a first team place, which is what I want to talk about, to be honest. I think Luke Shaw really...
What an unbelievable segue. Go on then, let's have it. Luke Shaw next season, think he's getting a starting spot?
He should. And the thing is, I know he's been under a lot of criticism under Mourinho, but honestly, if you look at how he was under Van Gaal, like in the first, in his Van Gaal's second season, I thought Luke Shaw was one of our star players in that beginning of that season because
undoubtedly
he was
fantastic.
He was fantastic running up and down the flanks, just so much energy, and his work rate was really good. And I think Mourinho should give him a chance.
And I think that Woodward would be willing to blow the money.
Stop entertaining it. It's not happening.
Yeah. No, I know.
You're going to screw yourself up here because while it makes sense on a lot of factors, just because it makes sense doesn't mean it'll happen.
No. But it's kind of like the dream for me. Like
I don't know. Also, I'm kind of scared of next season because I heard of the transfer budget of Man City. It's about 350 million. It's a lot. So you don't know.
They've spent $1 billion. They spend it on the likes of Lescott and Milner. Let them keep spending. They've just signed a load of wingers, haven't they? And attacking midfielders. Well, that was where they was best stacked anyway. Like, they need to be looking at defenders. If they started signing defenders like Bonucci and people like that, then I might get worried. But ultimately, they've still got Pep Guardiola and they've got no defence. That wasn't their issue last year. Their issue last year was defending. Their issue last year was not creating and scoring goals. They did that all season long. What's your favourite flavour of ice pop?
Probably raspberry.
It's a good shout.
Raspberry.
Yeah. The cola ones always taste flat, don't they? They've never quite got that right, have they? Are we winning the league next season then with Messi, Ronaldo and Lewandowski up front?
Trust me, if we get those people in, no defense can stop them. Trust me, just keep expecting goals every single game we get. So
all right, book the party. Let's get it done.
I'm calling Ed Woodward right now.
Nice one. See you later.
Do you think we'll get an extension out of Zlatan just to take? Because I think we need that. Like,
yeah,
I
think he's going to stick around till Christmas.
Yeah,
and I reckon they might as well be like to him, might you just sign a 6-month contract to the end of the season? They'll be like,
that's the reports like that he's still training at Carrington, right?
Well, yeah. Well, if you think about this, is a guy that's moved around so much in his career. He hasn't really got a home, has he, outside Sweden?
No.
So why uproot his family for the sake of 6 months, only to potentially have, let's say he went back to Sweden for these 6 months to finish his rehab, or Germany where they've got very good knee surgeons and stuff, and then he does end up signing for an MLS club or a Chinese club or something like that. So there's no point. He might as well, he's been here for a year, extend that another 6 months, and then see what happens on the back end of that. I mean, he could end up staying here until the end of next season. Yeah. Quite simply, I think. Yeah, I think that's pretty straightforward.
Yeah. I think that would be very good also for a guy like Murata. Because he hasn't had that, he hasn't been an established senior player yet, and it looks like we get him in.
What will Mourinho play next season? 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1, or would he surprise us with the back three?
I think it could be all three. I think it could be, depending who we're playing and the situation at the time. I would expect him to be pragmatic in games where he doesn't fancy our chances of getting a result by going toe-to-toe. I would expect him to start... One thing that I didn't really see from United last year, which disappointed me, is that when you see a settled Mourinho team, and I know it's still early doors for him to be settled, Mourinho teams used to absolutely steamroll people, didn't they? And we didn't really see that from United this year. I'd like to see that next year. Yeah. What do you think we're going to play?
I think we're definitely with three-man midfield, even if it's a back three or a back four, because I think that is where Pogba is most totally played there in Juventus, in a 3-5-2 with a midfield three. And he's the world's most expensive player, so I think we need to build a team around him and make him more comfortable, because in France versus England, he just stole the show, and we haven't seen that level of performance from Paul Pogba. He can show.
Not really. Not the way it was for France, no. But again, he's got better players all around him, hasn't he? I think that's the key. If you had to put your money on it this time next year, are we going to be talking about Luke Shaw being one of United's best players next year? Do you reckon? Do you reckon he can do it in 12 months?
I think so, to be honest, and I hope he does, because he is young, and if anything, under Mourinho changes defenders. He develops them into something great. Look at his past records in Milan and Inter Milan and Madrid and all that. He's been immense, and I think that he can really do something with Luke Shaw.
What are you up to?
Well, I was about to have lunch, but
what are you having for lunch?
Soup sandwiches, nothing.
Is it soup and a sandwich, or is it soup and a half sandwich?
A full sandwich.
You shout yourself out. Where can people come and follow you?
Follow me on Instagram at KianS16. That's KIANS16.
Done. You've got your shout out. Nice one, mate.
There's another thing I wanted to ask is, I really like,
Ashley Williams. No? You don't like Ashley Williams?
He's all right. I don't really rate him, to be honest.
I'd love it to happen.
I'm not even getting 1% excited about it. I'm not even. Yeah. If it happens, I'm probably going to book out a place and I'm going to do an all-you-can-eat buffet and drinks are on me. But it's not happening, so I don't need to set aside that cash. I don't think.
Yeah. That's my opinion on it. It would be great for it to happen, but I just don't see it. It's either Ronaldo hiding his tax authorities, or Madrid trying to distract us to up the price of Morata.
Either Nangolan or Fabinho.
Yes, to both.
I've heard that like we want Eric Dyer for 50 million. I won't have him at all. He's only good for Tottenham, and the only reason why he's good for Tottenham because he's got Wanyama or Dembele. So I think that if you have
well, you seen him against Pogba last week.
Yeah,
Pogba took the piss out of him. This can happen in 7 text messages and be done, and 1 phone call and be completely out of there, and there's no risk of anyone getting done for tapping up or anything like that. I'm pretty sure Mendes knows what Jose Mourinho wants, and I'm pretty sure he knows what Cristiano Ronaldo wants, and I'm pretty sure he could probably just make the deal happen without even speaking to those 2 guys. So the fact that it's all getting played out in the press tells me that there's another reason that it's getting played out in the press, and the tax reason tells me that that's the reason it's getting played out in the press.
Either these 3, Bakayoko, Fabinho, or Nangolan, but I don't know which one. Which one do you think out of them 3 we should have?
If you can get any of them, I don't like ranking players as he's definitely better than this guy's definitely better than that guy. I like saying there's a group of players in that position, they're all mint. If you can get one of them, you're doing all right. And I think all them 3 players are in that they're mint sort of category, and either of them 3 improves Manchester United, I think.
Talking about Fabinho coming to United, but Romeo from Southampton has performed very well this season, and his stats, if we compare his stats to Fabinho's, it have been far better. Like, he has completed 100 more passes, 100 more successful passes, 100 more forward passes. He has a better take on, more tackles, and error leading to goals are 0 for both of them. He has performed better, and he has proven himself in the Premier League itself. So Southampton are a selling club. They have sold a lot of players. So we can go for Romeo instead of Fabinho, because they are players who can do the same thing, and he has been doing it in the Premier League itself.
Aside from that, are you looking forward to next season?
Yeah, it should be a good one. It's still like, I'm just not really focusing on the football just now, because we're having all these, because we've got a link to every player in every player on the planet. I'm just ignoring,
including our own, by the way.
Yeah, including our own. The Pereira thing was quite entertaining when that came up a couple of times. But yeah, I'm just ignoring Manchester United till August or late July when we actually have the friendly, so we can actually see who's playing. So that's when I know who to get excited about, because they are in the team. So if I'm getting excited about 25 players that we could be signing.
That's what everybody wanted to talk about today. If you want to get involved, then look out for the post on social media next Monday. You can call us up on Skype at FTDevils. Get involved and talk about anything you want, no matter how weird. I'd prefer it that way. Thank you for watching. Give us a like. Get any of your comments in below, and we'll see you next week.